Hey pals, I messed up my previous tutorial, so I'm going to make this quick. For the non-speedrunners out there, we have a trick where we jump from this ledge all the way to this rock and we scroll our way up, crossing like a starting line at this corner here. For those of you who do not understand how this trick works, or for the speedrunners out there who are failing at consistency, I'm posting a guide up here so that folks can have a better idea of what's happening here. I also have a hand cam, and I also have an input viewer. Hopefully both of those will make things more useful to understand. So before we actually begin on getting onto the ledge, there are a couple of things that we have to have configured. First of all, in our settings, we've got to have our frame rate limit set to not 60. Now you might be thinking, well, this says 60. In the ini file, it says 500. Kexo, shout outs to them, posted a little bit of a tutorial on how to access that. I'm going to copy that and put that in my own description as well as the video that it comes from so that you can have like a better idea. But basically, you want to have an extremely high frame rate for other tricks. Now, whether or not this trick's effectivity is affected based on FPS, I don't know. It seems like it is, because if inputs are dependent on FPS, then scrolling and all that sort of shenanigans is going to be dependent on that too. So you're basically going to want to pick the FPS that the rest of us are picking, unless you're just doing this for the lark, in which case 60 FPS is probably good enough. The other thing that you're going to want to have set up is in the key bindings under jump and glide, you want to have scroll hooked up to it. Now I have scroll down, you can have scroll up. Any way that you can spam jump effectively would be key. You can do this. Although doing it midair is a lot less useful. Now you may be wondering, looking at my mouse, oh, you're a cheater. You have I don't know how much this mouse is. You can do free scrolling. And I will say, very funny, but it's a sledgehammer for a problem that requires a bit of nuance, right? We're still using the sledgehammer for the record. We are scrolling, but you do not need free scroll. You can just scroll. So trust me on that one. Anyways, enough stupid explanation stuff. Let's get to the ledge. So first, I'm just going to get over to the copper circle the way that I know how. You can take whatever route that you'd like. I'm just doing this because I'm consistent at it. Although the sync did most definitely try to assassinate me there, so a curse is a curse. All right, let's make our way over. Lower table into higher table, into higher table, into fountain, into climb over here. Now I'm going to make it onto the middle table over here. This is actually not normally the way I do it. I normally make it onto the top of the circle with scrolling, but that kind of defeats the purpose. If you're just looking to do this casually, you can just do jump, 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 and climb up here. And then any sort of jump from here, like I messed this one up, but I'm still going to have more than enough time to make it over here. Excellent. This ledge is necessary because if you try to make this jump without this bit of height, which is what, 2 Palia member heights or whatever, you will not make it onto the rock. I say that. I'm pretty sure you don't make it on the rock. Anyways, you need to make it on this ledge. And you only really need to do this once, because every time you mess up an attempt of a speed run or something like that, if you're just trying to do this multiple times, you can glide back from the rock onto the ledge over here. You don't need to do that whole setup. So let's give it a shot. We can take our time on this. First, I'm going to aim for this area over here. I personally use this. I know Brunex, who is another speedrunner, tends to pick the left route over there. I pick this route for reasons that I will explain when I get there. So here's the general method. Every time that we're trying to climb up this wall, we want to have the game give us the stamina back for it. I call it a ghost climb. I'm sure there are actual names for this that are way beyond my understanding of this stuff. But basically, if you're jumping at the end of a climb or something along those lines, once you run out of stamina, the game will be like, oh, you had stamina that we took from you. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt. That's my guess. I have no idea how this actually works. But my understanding informs my decision to just go scroll, 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 wait until I get my stamina back, scroll, 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 wait until I get my stamina back, and so on. So let's go through the motions of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait. 1, 2, 3, wait, and go. And there you go. A thing that I forgot about, and is an important thing to note, is that you do need to be pressing forward into the wall in order to keep re-grabbing it, because sometimes these slopes are actually backwards a little bit. I won't make that mistake again, I promise. Now, the reason that I picked this slice of the rock instead of this slice of the rock is precisely because of these ledges over here. If I just try to climb up this ledge over here, you can actually stand on this ledge and stay there. Although not from that angle, from this angle. Excellent. Whereas if you're over here and you try to climb up this, you actually won't make it and you have to like spam your way up. So you have to have stamina while climbing this. Whereas if you have no stamina and you make a climb attempt here, you'll make it. This matters because often you lose stamina as you're making your way up. So the more reliable you can make your way up, the better. So I'm just going to keep picking that side. So let's make a couple more attempts over here. I'm going to climb, burp, 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 wait, burp, 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 wait, burp, 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 wait. And there you go. And you actually get a lot of stamina climbing up here as well, which is nice. You're going to get varying levels of stamina depending on how well the game treats you, not how well you do, because this is a high FPS trick, and so we have the curse of depending on getting inputs in the right frames or something along those lines. 5, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go. 1, 2. You can even miss a little bit because what matters is that you get the weird climb. I lost some stamina there, but I had more than enough stamina to make my way up. You can actually run out of a lot of stamina and still make it on single hops. Let me see if I can demonstrate that. I don't know. Maybe I'm not good enough to do this. But basically, as long as you keep up with the general rhythm, like that. That's me messing up on purpose there. As long as you keep up the general rhythm, you should get climbs over and over. Another thing that sucks about this, which I'll just let you keep in mind, is that because this sort of thing is lag/frame rate dependent, if there's a lot of people on the server, the trick will work worse. And I have no recommendations other than play at a time where other people aren't playing. Let me give one more attempt where I'm actually explaining my thought process on this stuff. Oh, another thing to keep in mind, which you may or may not notice depending on how laggy this webcam is that I'm actually scrolling in anticipation of jumps, not scrolling when I want to jump. Which sounds weird, but basically you want to be in the middle of scrolling when the game gives you enough stamina. So scroll, 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 scroll. Start scrolling before it gives you the stamina back. I'm over exaggerating in this example, and that's why it looks like this. But that's something that you're doing on a sort of small scale, is you're scrolling before it gives you the stamina back. I don't know why. It just sort of increases consistency. It increases consistency. That's the word I was looking for. Anyways, I hope this is useful. Let me do like an attempt where I attempt to actually like do the rest of this with scrolling, just so that you can have like a better understanding of how this all works together. So I go scroll, 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 go, scroll, 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 go, scroll, scroll, scroll. Okay, I've got a bit of stamina, so I'm going to actually climb up this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have pretty good cycle there, so I'm actually going to make it up this way, get a bit of a hop, jump over here, scroll, scroll. This cycle is actually favorable for me to just climb over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, and then jump backwards. We're going to climb up this rock up here, just scroll to make it up, just scroll to make it up, just scroll to make it up. And that's all the climbing that you're going to care about. So hopefully that's informative, gives you a better understanding of like the thought process behind this trick. If you're someone who just wants to pull this off once just so that you don't have to do whatever the unloaded part of the game is, whatever that is, yeah, fair game. I hope this is useful to you in your endeavors on that as well. And if you have any tips on this, if you actually understand how this trick works, all that sort of stuff, I'm all ears. Please send me some comments. That would be radical. I hope this is useful to you on your journeys. I wish you the best of luck in all your endeavors. Bye-bye.